In every move, there is finesse. Every step has meaning. Every jump is counting. A solid landing is a must. Chalk it up, it's championship time as women's gymnastics takes to the floor. Who will rise to the occasion? It's the 2002 Big Ten Women's Gymnastics Championship, next on Fox Sports Net.
We're on campus here in Columbus, Ohio, the Ohio State University for the 2002 Women's Big Ten Gymnastics Championship. Welcome to St. John Arena. The crowd is coming in. They're anticipating lots of good gymnastics action. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Lederman, joined by former Big Ten all-around champion Wendy Wilkinson. 7 of the Big Ten schools field women's gymnastics teams. 5 of those are ranked in the top 25 nationally, so you know they are very, very good. Michigan, no doubt the best, a perennial power, ranked number 5 this year. They are starting with the sophomore combination, Elise Ray and Callie Riles. These are 2 of the best gymnasts in the country. They are 1-2 in the all-around.
Elise Ray was the captain of the 2000 Olympic team, came last year and made an immediate impact by tying for the all-around title at the NCAA Championships. She is looking to add the elusive Big Ten title, which she has not won to date. Also, Callie Riles, what an outstanding sophomore season she is having. She's surprising a lot of people, but certainly not her teammates or her coaches. She has won 16 titles this year, including 5 in the all-around. Currently number 1 in the country, she is looking to get a Big Ten title.
And as we said, both of them are just sophomores with 2 more years of eligibility after this. Beverly Blocky is loaded at the University of Michigan, but the other schools are conceding nothing. They've got stars of their own. Let's start with another sophomore. Her name is Alexis Madej. She goes to the University of Iowa, and all she did last year, Wendy, of course, was win the all-around as a freshman.
She did. She also was the 2001 Freshman of the Year. She's been a little bit inconsistent this season, but the last few weeks has really turned up her performance. She is here tonight to defend her title.
Minnesota's got a star, too. She's a senior, Marianne Kelly.
What a story this young lady is. Had a great first 3 years at the University of Minnesota. Qualified last year as an individual to the national championships. Really saw what the other top gymnasts in the country were doing. Returned to the gym, worked harder than ever, and has added difficulty to every single routine.
And Penn State's Katie Rowland is another threat in the all-around.
Yes, she is. She's currently ranked 8th in the all-around. She was second last year to Alexis Madej, and she is here to grab that title. If she hits tonight, she can compete with anybody.
Well, it could be a very interesting 5-way race for the all-around. Meanwhile, the other schools in the conference who field teams, Michigan State, Illinois, Ohio State, they've got their own plans, too, and they've got some gymnasts they hope will break out. And Ohio State, here with the home court, the home floor, the home arena, could be interesting.
Absolutely. It is such a huge advantage to be competing at home. Ohio State's really looking to their fans to inspire a wonderful performance from them. And if they hit their routines, they're going to be right up there.
7 rotations among the 4 apparatus, and here's the way rotation 1 will line up as we're set to go. The byes, Illinois, Ohio State, and Penn State will sit out this first rotation. Michigan State will open up on the vault. The University of Iowa on the uneven bars, Minnesota on the beam, and the University of Michigan will start on the floor. Our first event will go to the vault. There's a good look at Christy Linder, junior from Michigan State. She is from Fremont, Ohio. And the rule change that went into effect last year, 1 and done. Only 1 vault, used to be 2, and they count the better. There is Christy Linder from Michigan State.
It's changed the way the athletes and the coaches have had to prepare for this event. Normally you could do a safe vault on your first one and then really go for the stuck landing, or even try a more difficult vault on the second one. Not the case anymore. We're expecting Christy to do a half-half, front with a half. This would be worth a 10.0.
Linder's gone 9-9 on the vault.
There it was, little hop on the landing, very, very difficult vault. Overall, well done.
There's the vault. The broadcast rights for this event have been granted to Fox Sports Net by the Big Ten Conference. Any reproduction or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Fox Sports Net and the Big Ten Conference is strictly prohibited. So while we wait for the score from Christy Linder, let's go to the floor exercise and Michigan's Elise Ray.
The floor exercise is one of Michigan's best events. They're really looking to start strong here, get the momentum rolling as they continue through the competition.
Elise Ray, you see the tape around her right ankle and heel. She's been bothered by it all through the beginning meets of the season and did not compete in the all-around early. It's only recently that, well, she's come back and won 5 out of 6 straight all-arounds.
She did a 2.5 twist for her first tumbling pass. I have seen her do a triple twist, probably trying to play it a little bit more safe with that sore foot.
Christy Linder gets a 9.8 for her vault from Michigan State. Excellent effort.
Elise Ray is really enjoying the team aspect of collegiate gymnastics. Being a member of the Olympic team, she was really used to competing for herself, and now she's really getting to have fun.
Here's her tumbling pass.
Double full. There's no deduction for ending with a double full, but we will see some young ladies end with something a little bit more difficult. But beautiful dance, great routine.
And there is Elise Ray. Let's quickly go to Annie Lotch of Minnesota. There she is on beam. Annie Lotch, a sophomore from Lakeville, Minnesota, ranked 5th in the conference. And one of the young new hopes for the Gophers.
Handspring layout, right on. It is so difficult to start on the balance beam. You have so much momentum, adrenaline flowing, and to have to bring it down a notch to compete on this event, it's usually the draw that the team hopes that they do not get.
Right, the most difficult event going. And we talked to Annie about what her beam routine means to the whole team's score.
I think this year I have just been much more confident in myself, and I just go up there thinking I'm going to do this.
Okay.
That's what it's all about, getting it done.
I guess.
She's a very elegant gymnast. Both Jim and Meg talk of how beautiful her gymnastics is. She really has nice lines, really executes each move very, very well.
She's a sophomore. A dismount. The Minnesotans cheer.
Great job, especially for a freshman. Oops,
And
she's
there's
a sophomore, no wonder.
Jim Stevenson, the coach, and Meg Stevenson, the co-coach. And here is Kelly Riles from the University of Michigan, her floor exercise routine. Kelly Riles.
She has scored a 10 on this event 3 times this season. She's going to be looking to match this score.
Elise Ray, by the way, a 9.90 for her routine on the floor exercise. Michigan opening up strong. And this is Kelly Riles from Elyria, Ohio, just up the road. She's got friends and family here.
Double full punch front, right on. I did see that Michigan had a mistake on an earlier routine. 6 women will go up. The top 5 scores will count. Because of the break earlier in the rotation, there's extra pressure on these girls at the end of the rotation.
Riles ranked 1st in the conference, 2nd in the country on the floor. Last year as a freshman, she finished 11th, wasn't happy with that.
She's really turned up her performance on every event this year. Really surprising a lot of outsiders who haven't seen her in the gym, and she's really done a wonderful job.
Final tumbling pass for Riles.
Thought for that landing was a little bit short, but it will not be a major deduction.
And there it is, Kelly Riles, the sophomore #1 at this event on this apparatus. And we spoke with her before the meet.
I think a lot of it is just having like an air of confidence. I think when the judges see that, I think they really like it. Floor exercise is kind of more of a performance than any other event too. So it's kind of fun to sell your routine to the crowd and get the crowd involved. I think that makes it more exciting and gets the judges, more excited to give you the bigger scores.
Kelly Riles and what it takes to score a 10, and we're waiting for Kelly Riles' score, and there's a young Ohio State supporter. And here is our first look at Marianne Kelly, the senior from Minnesota, the suburban Chicago product who has just had a phenomenal final season of college athletics.
She's the captain of this team, really looking for her leadership right here. Major error there, but she managed to stay on the beam. That's the most important, but we still will be looking at about a 2 to 3/10 reduction.
Marianne Kelly from Barrington, Illinois, ranked 2nd in the conference, 6th in the nation on the beam. And again, I'm sorry, Wendy, one of the main competitors for the all-around. Here's Marianne.
Gainer layout. She had that mistake earlier in the routine, and sometimes the most difficult thing to do is forget about the mistake, concentrate on the rest of the routine. But Marianne's really showing her leadership here. She's really turned it on, doing a great job. She's going to be looking for a stuck dismount.
And there is Marianne Kelly. And Marianne Kelly waiting for her scores makes Stevenson. And the score for Marianne Kelly, 9.7. Second rotation coming up. We'll be back. Well, welcome back to St. John Arena. Where do you go for all the latest and greatest information on your favorite Big Ten team or athlete? Next time, log in to www.big10.org. And they're all glittered up and looking good is Iowa's Alexis Madej. She is the defending all-around champion as a freshman. She came in and exploded in the Big Ten scene. And she talked about what it was like coming in as a freshman and seeing the competition.
I think it was a little harder than I expected. I wasn't really aware of everything else that was going on around me. I knew Elisa at Michigan and all those other girls, but I didn't know how well they'd been doing all year. So I was kind of in my own little world, doing my own little thing, and then I got to Big Tens, and then it all hit, just how well everyone else has been doing.
It all hit, Wendy. Boy, did it hit big time, She was surprised.
I think those around her certainly were too. The one thing Mike Lorenzo did mention is last year she was really on a mission. She wanted to show everybody that she could compete as an individual with all of these top gymnasts. The one thing he's been really impressed by this year is she's really focused on the team. She wants to do great performances so she can contribute to the overall team effort, and he really feels like it's made a difference in her preparation.
Well, the little decals are getting to be more and more popular. I'm also told by the coaches harder and harder to scrub off. Alexis suitably adorned, looks terrific. And here she is, defense of her all-around championship.
She's fulfilling a requirement right off the start. You do have to do either a forward or a sideways element to do it right at the beginning. And she doesn't have to worry about it later on in her routine. It's a new requirement this year. Very difficult tumbling series there. Had a slight bobble, but stayed on, and it won't be a major reduction.
Madej from Maryland.
The gymnast routine actually starts from a 9.5, and then you have a chance to earn up to 5/10 in bonus. And you can earn that bonus either through difficult elements or intricate combinations, and that would ultimately make the routine out of a 10.0.
Madej, a couple of bobbles so far.
She's looking a little bit hesitant up there.
Nice
she managed
dismount.
to do a great dismount.
Derek May, the assistant coach, gives her a hug. And now she will wait for the score. Meanwhile, let's check out our first look at an Illinois competitor. There's Ashley Williams, a fine freshman from Alabama who's made it to Champaign. Here is her vault.
Handspring, tight front, step on the landing. That vault is out of a 9.9, so that is the highest score she can get. Very good form, good height, just the step on the landing.
Bob Starkell, her coach. Her teammates giving her the high five. And that's her first event. A 9.7 for Ashley Williams. Meanwhile, this is Megan Porter from Ohio State. She is ranked 14th in the conference on the bars. A sophomore from Elmhurst, Illinois. Here is Megan Porter.
She's waiting for the judge to give her a signal. They're ready.
Alexis Madej, a 9.775 for her routine. That was, of course, on the beam.
The gymnasts have to do 2 bar changes, meaning if you start on the low bar, you need to go up to the high bar, back to the low bar. Nice double layout dismount, excellent landing.
Coach Larry Cox likes what he saw from Megan Porter as his team is on the bars right now. For sports coverage of the Big Ten Conference Championships, it continues. Stick with Fox Sports Net this spring with softball Sunday, May 12th. That'll be at noon. And Big Ten track and field comes your way Saturday, May 25th at 3 o'clock Central Time. Check your local listing for air times outside Chicago, but make a note for both those Big Ten Championship events upcoming right here. Mary Beth Durr from Ohio State, one of the 4 seniors on Larry Cox's team. He is going to sorely miss after they graduate. Mary Beth, tied for 4th a year ago in this event, was 5th as a freshman a couple years ago. Here she is, ranked 10th in the conference from Boston Heights, Ohio. And her routine on the bars.
You see the grips that she has on her hands. Gymnasts wear the grips to both protect the hands from blisters and also just to hold on to the bar better. It prevents slipping by using the grips and the combination of chalk.
See the focus as she prepares. Again, waiting for the judges.
Giant throw. Another one. She's really going for those handstands. That's one of the things the judges are really focusing on this year is hip handstands. That one was a little short. What an explosive dismount. That is an E element. That is the hardest difficulty that you can do. The difficulty in her routine wasn't very strong, so we'll see if the dismount was enough to make up for it.
Ohio State with the home arena advantage, but also has a bit of a disadvantage, having just come off finals. And Larry Cox was worried about how his team would respond. But here's the dismount from Mary Beth.
That's a double layout with a full twist. Very, very difficult. She did it perfectly.
Senior Mary Beth Durr from Ohio State. We will wait for the judges' scores for her. Now let's go over to Penn State. And back on the beam, where Iowa is performing.
Jump combination, that is a requirement on the balance beam. Gainer full stuck landing.
Kelly Keller, a freshman for the University of Iowa. Again, as Mike Lorenzen has put a tough team together in his 3rd year as coach. Here is Katie Rowland. Again, our first look at Katie on the floor exercise.
She has added a new tumbling pass this year. We expect her to be doing a 2.5 twist followed by a punch front. Very difficult first pass. We'll see if she does it.
Rowland, another Canadian product. Lots of Canadians in the Big Ten. One sitting right next to me, as a matter of fact. The Queen of Mississauga, Ontario.
2.5 punch front, right on. Steve Shepherd is concerned with their lack of depth. They only have 5 gymnasts going up on 3 of the 4 events, and particularly on the floor, he feels like this is where they've been hit the hardest, so they're really counting on those 5 competitors, as every score will count.
That's right. It's 5 out of 5. They can't drop any. Katie McAvoy, one of the senior gymnasts and probably the second best all-around gymnast on the Penn State team, went down with a high ankle sprain a couple of days ago, and they hope to have her back for the regionals. But she was walking around in crutches and a boot, and it did not look good.
She's a huge loss for Penn State, and everybody has their fingers crossed that she will be back for the rest of postseason competition.
Rowland from Georgetown, Ontario, ranked 8th in the all-around nationally. Very, very consistent. And she is ranked 21st in the country here on this event, the floor exercise, 4th in the conference.
There's a demonstration of some front tumbling, layout full to immediate pike front.
And a nice clean routine from Katie Rowland.
She has her all-around title hopes off to a good start.
And we'll take a look at Katie again as she gets the high 10s and a big hug from Steve Shepherd. Steve, longtime coach at Penn State. And here's another look at Katie Rowland.
Those are the jump combinations that the judges are looking for. It's not just difficult tumbling, but also interesting dance with combination.
And here, final beam contestant for the University of Iowa, Jana Alexandrova, junior from North Fort Myers. And she finished 4th a year ago, and she is 6th in the conference. And they pin a lot of hopes on Jana. You know, looking in practice, Wendy and I were both, we were talking about how good Iowa looks on the beam. Kelly Kello just before with a 9.825 for her beam routine.
You could see it in the warm-up. They were right on. This is a good event for Iowa, and they just look so confident. Being up in this last position really is a tribute to the confidence that a coach has in you as an athlete. Both the first and the last performer have so much pressure on them.
Katie Rowland on the floor, a 9.90. Three-way tie for the lead in that event with the 2 gymnasts from Michigan, Elise Ray and Kelly Riles. Good job.
Great routine. Iowa's doing outstanding.
Alexandrova, a 9.70. So grab your popcorn and hug your kids. We'll be back with more action right here at St. John Arena in just a minute. Rotation number 3. Michigan finds itself on the vault. Michigan State goes to the uneven bars. Ohio State is on the beam. Minnesota the floor, and Penn State, Illinois, and Iowa are getting buys. Here is Julie Devity of Ohio State on the bars.
This is Michigan State on the bars. That's an uprise to handstand with a half turn into a shoot over. That's the connections that the judges are looking for. Nice hip handstand. Hop giant full into immediate dismount.
Oh, nice job.
Just landing.
Julie Devity, a very, very nice job from Michigan State. A 9.75. Here is Elise Ray now. Her vault. She's number 1 in the conference, 7th in the U.S.
We're expecting her to do a Yurchenko layout full. There's no error for starting and going back.
Here she comes.
Good block, nice form. Little step on the landing. That vault is worth a 10, which is an upgrade this year. Last year, that vault was only worth a 9.9. Coaches got together and decided that they felt that it was more difficult than it was being awarded for. It is now out of a 10.
A wonderful Minnesota gymnast, Megan Buchans, a senior from Brandon, South Carolina. This is her floor exercise routine. Let's watch Megan.
Front salto into a double back. Great landing.
Elise Ray, 9.825 for her vault. It is a very warm race for the all-around.
Good combination there. Whip with a half intermediate front layout. She will pick up some bonus points on that tumbling pass. Double full punch front. Again, Minnesota is adding difficulty to all of their routines. In the past, they've been known to be a team that has really done clean routines. This year, same thing, but with upgraded difficulty. Excellent routine from Megan Buchans.
Megan Buchans, 15th a year ago here at these championships. Very happy with her routine. And Ohio State, Elizabeth Meany. She is a freshman, one of Larry Cox's new recruits. Here's Larry in the background. Here's Elizabeth.
You see her adjusting the board. It's so important to feel like the board is in the exact right place. It's more of a psychological thing than anything.
Elizabeth, a freshman from Ashtabula, Ohio.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we must insist that you do not videotape this competition this evening. Absolutely no videotaping and no use of flash on still cameras. Thank you.
Punch front now. Very solid. A handspring layout that's a required gym series, meaning you need to do 2 gymnastic skills in a row.
Megan Buchans, whom we just saw, 9.80. Fine score for Megan.
She should have held the handstand a little bit longer on that skill. We'll see if the judges give her credit for the skill or perhaps take a deduction saying she didn't hit the handstand and hold it long enough. Punch front on the beam, hangs on. That's very, very difficult to do on the beam because of the blind landing.
Meany walked on here at Ohio State and earned a spot on 3 of the 4 events.
And is now a candidate for the Freshman of the Year. Punch front with a full, nailed the landing. She stayed up there. That's the important thing.
Very nice for the freshman. Elizabeth Meany gets the glad hands from her coaches and her assistants, and we shall wait the scores. On the bars for Michigan State, a good look there at Christy Linder, the junior from Fremont, Ohio, top 25 here in the Big Ten in this event. Christy waiting for the judges. Okay.
This is a difficult position to be in. She's ready to get going, and the judges aren't ready for her, so she's redoing her mental preparation. She's trying to stay relaxed.
Christy had a good start to the season. Coach Kathy Klages was worried because she hasn't put it together toward the end and hoped she could snap back for the championships here. Here's Christie, again a junior from Michigan State. Her routine on the uneven bars.
Nice handstand position. Giant full into immediate release move. Another giant full into immediate dismount.
Nice.
Good landing. You see that dismount, if you do it out of a plain giant, it's not worth as much, but because she did a difficult element right into it, she will get some bonus points there.
Kathy Klages and the teammates from Michigan State congratulating Christy Linder, and we shall await her scores here on the bars. Well, last week's Gymnast of the Week in the Big Ten was a sophomore Tiffany Janke from Ohio State. She talked about the honor.
It was very exciting, and it motivated me to do well in the gym as well as help out all my teammates more. And just, it kind of, it's helping me, know that all my hard work is paying off, and that this weekend is no different, and that, I should be honored for all the work that I've done so far.
Well, good for her. Part of the crowd here at St. John Arena. A lot of scarlet and gray, and for Elizabeth Meany, a 9.775. Nice marks for her on the beam. Well, again, the race is shaping up in that all-around. I told you it's a five-way, and then with the staggered, of course, rotations, it really is difficult to kind of see anybody with a clear advantage, but all have been scoring well. And here once again, Tiffany Janke, and
absolutely no
this is her beam routine. I think that's Sherry Gregg up there. Let's see if we can just double check that. And there we go to Mary Ann Kelly, ready for her floor exercise. Mary Ann, fourth a year ago. She is ranked second in the conference and ready to go on the floor for Minnesota.
Mary Ann has added a new difficult tumbling pass. We expect her to be doing a full in back out for her first tumbling pass. It's an E element. Again, that's the most difficult element you can do in gymnastics. To add that type of element as a senior is just remarkable.
She's really dedicated herself to, as you said in the earlier introductions, Wendy, about finding that there's more out there. And her trip to nationals showed her that last year.
It sure did. She's a different gymnast this year. Full in, back out. That is two saltos with a full twist. So difficult. Stayed in bounds, right on. Mary Ann really has the whole package. She's got explosive tumbling and very expressive dance, and that's really what the judges are looking for. Whip half to a front full, a very difficult combination there. She will get some bonus points.
Mary Ann Kelly set all sorts of records as a prep gymnast in suburban Chicago. Three-time champion, state champion. And just great expression out there.
She really concentrates on every small movement.
By the way, Sherry Gregg, whom we saw a bit on the beam at 9.9.
I thought Mary Ann finished there with a whip back into immediate double twist. Again, an example of their difficulty. Most are doing the double twist by itself. She does it in combination.
There is Mary Ann Kelly from the University of Minnesota. Let's switch over now to the beam. Tiffany Janke from Schaumburg, Illinois, and her routine for Ohio State.
Michigan State will be on balance with you. I will be on core exercise. Those teams drawn by.
Showing nice split position there in her straddle jumps. Round up back handspring layout, fights for the landing, and she holds on. Very, very difficult combination because of the turn in the round off, and then the flight element.
Janke in the meet against Iowa won 2 events that earned her the Gymnast of the Week honors. She's got a career high 9.90. Don't think she's going to make that tonight. Sherry Gregg, her teammate, has already come up with a 9.9.
If she can finish the rest of her routine here strongly with no other deduction, she should still have a fairly strong score. Probably not in the 9.9 range, but should still be enough to help for their team effort.
Mary Ann Kelly, floor exercise, her score 9.875.
And she finishes strongly. That's how she was looking to finish up. Well done.
And Tiffany Janke for Ohio State, a 9.70 for Tiffany. Back to the floor, and here for Minnesota is Annie Lotch, the sophomore.
Annie's coaches, Jim and Meg Stevenson, really talk about her style. She's such a beautiful gymnast to watch. Great body lines and very expressive dance. Whip into a double back. Looked like she stayed in bounds. You see the white mark around the floor. If you do step over the line, you do get a 1/10 deduction, but I did not see the judge raise their hand, so we'll see if they do take the deduction.
Lotch at 5'8" is about as tall as the gymnasts go here.
Yes, it is. That's very, very tall for a gymnast.
Give you an idea, Elise Ray's 4'11". Most gymnasts are between 5'1", 5'2", 5'3".
In the floor routine where you're very, very tired. You're trying to get your energy together to really finish with a strong last tumbling pass. It looks to the audience like you're just having a great time, but really it takes a lot of energy. Front layout, front layout. Again, 2 skills in a row. She will get some bonus.
Nice job for Annie Lotch, a broadcast journalism major at Minnesota, and she certainly can put on a show right here. Meg Stevenson gives her the big hug, and we'll be back with more activities. Annie Lotch, a 9.825. Stick with us.
This is it.
Well, for sports comedy, commentary, and constantly updated scores and highlights, don't miss the best damn sports show you've ever seen. The best damn sports show, period. Weeknights at 8 on Fox Sports Net. Yes, sirree. What a bunch they are. You better believe it. Well, welcome back to St. John Arena. Along with Wendy Wilkinson, I'm Mike Liederman. We take a look at the team scores. This is after 3 rotations. And again, don't forget, Penn State and Illinois have only completed 1 rather than 2 or 3. So Michigan with a good lead, Wendy, on Minnesota, and Iowa is making it interesting over there for second place.
Yes, they are, but let's not forget that Michigan has not competed on the balance beam yet, which is the most difficult routine, so it's difficult to compare. However, Minnesota, Iowa, and Ohio State, they are all right up there. They are competing for second and even first place, so it's anybody's competition at this time.
7 rotations in all. We're into the middle of the 4th, and let's take a look now at what that 4th rotation sets up to be. The byes, Minnesota, Michigan, and Ohio State. They'll sit out. Penn State goes to the vault. Illinois will be on the uneven bars, and Michigan State on the balance beam, while Iowa will do the floor exercise. On the vault, here is Katie Rowland, again from Penn State, all-around competitor.
We're looking for her to do a handspring pike with a half. It's worth a 10. Good block, nice form, perfect landing. You can't do that much better than that.
Good job from Katie Rowland. And of course, you only get one vault now. That, as we said, the rule went into effect last year. How does it change your strategy? We asked that of Katie Rowland.
In a mental aspect, I guess. Now you only have one shot at nailing your vault, as before you could, take a step on your first vault and you had a second shot at it. But this year, I think it's good, though, that it puts the pressure on your first vault and makes you really focus on hitting your one vault, because that's all you have.
Katie Rowland, the senior from Canada, and her score on that vault, 9.95. That puts her in the lead. Here is a freshman, Anna Hunsinger from Michigan State, leading off on the beam. Risky move, Wendy. A lot of confidence in Anna from Kathy Klages and company.
I'm really surprised to see a freshman start off on the balance beam. Again, it's the most difficult event, especially in competition. It means Kathy Klages really has a lot of confidence in this young lady.
Calls her a dream to coach. She's a Freshman of the Year candidate from Elizabethtown, Kentucky.
Back handspring, layout, step out. Oh, she was crooked right from the back handspring. When you fall off the beam, that it's a 5/10 deduction. The highest you'd be able to score on this event now is a 9.5. Again, it really adds the pressure to the remaining 5 competitors, because you really do not want to have to count a fall when you add up all the scores. Again, I think that postseason competition is just so different. Even when you're a freshman, if you're hitting every day in the gym, and even during the regular season, the atmosphere is something that they're not used to. And really, it takes going through it once to really understand how to get your nerves in check.
Here's Kathy in the background, veteran coach out of Central Michigan, has been the head of the Michigan State program for a dozen years. And a good finish and a brave smile from Anna Hunsinger, and a hug from Coach Kathy. And the judges score a 9.2 over to Illinois. And here is the fine freshman Ashley Williams, ranked 9th on the bars here for the University of Illinois. Again, unusual for an Illinois gymnast to come from Northport, Alabama, but she wanted to not stay home. And Bob Starkell just moved right in, recruited her, and here she is, all chalked up and ready to go, Wendy.
So the uprising handstand there, nice position on the top of the bar. Nice pike Jaeger. That is very difficult. You see her keeping her legs together. That increases the value of the skill to an E. Again, most difficult you could do, 2/10 bonus.
Very clean routine so far.
Excellent form. Oh, such a difficult dismount. Small step, but again, she's landing forward. She doesn't get a chance to see the floor. Great routine for Illinois.
Look at Bob Starkell. That's one of the problems of being a coach. You get chalk all over you. This Bob, he's wearing his coat and wearing the chalk. Here, another look.
Look how she does not have a chance to see the floor until she gets there. It means she just has to know from her body sense when that floor is coming. Very, very difficult. She did it very well.
There's again a look at Ashley Williams. They're very high on her potential for the University of Illinois. Bob Starkell has just been the head coach there for 3 years, and he is starting to build his own group now, and has got a nice class coming in. And there is someone, certainly a Buckeye fan, a gymnast for the year 2014. Well, at St. John Arena, this is the Big Ten Women's Championship. I'm Mike Lederman, along with Wendy Wilkinson, who not too many years ago was the all-around champion here at these events. and has since gone on to bigger and even better things at the Big Ten, right, Lynn?
That's right.
Oh, sure.
Several years ago, though.
And a lot of fans are enjoying this. Meanwhile, we'll go back to the floor exercise. Iowa on the floor. There is Alexis Madej getting, talk about a coup for Coach Mike Lorenzen. There she is. Mike, in his 3rd year, has done a great job with the Gym Hawks, as they're called. They're not just the Hawkeyes. They are the Gym Hawks. Alexis Madej, 3rd in the conference, and won this event a year ago as the crowning jewel to her all-around championship as a freshman. There's a good look at Mike Lorenzen. Holding his breath with the rest of us.
Triple full. Very difficult. Often you see athletes try to do that move. They don't quite get the twist around. She has enough height to get the 3 twists complete and have a great landing.
That music sounds familiar. The characters change, but the moves and the music remains the same. She's had some injury problems this year, knee problem, ankle problem. Of course, there isn't a gymnast in the hall who hasn't had some nicks or dings.
That's right. It's really a challenge to get the numbers in so you can gain the confidence, but not do too many numbers so that you are still healthy enough to get the job done.
Alexis Madej getting the crowd into this. Even the judges are smiling. Look out.
Double full. Not the most difficult element, but she did it cleanly, and there shouldn't be a deduction. Excellent routine. Iowa's off to a great start.
Well, the coach likes it, the assistant coach likes it, and the gymnast likes it. There is the sophomore Alexis Madej getting congratulated by Coach Mike Lorenzen. And we'll show you the last pass here.
She does 2 twists here. Again, the first tumbling pass was the same, but had an extra twist. Perhaps in the future she'll be looking to have a little bit more variety in her tumbling.
Waiting for the scores for Alexis Madej. As we look at the floor exercise, the Big Ten leaders and where they are nationally, you can see Kelly Riles, and then Marianne Kelly and Alexis Madej, number 12 nationally. And of course, Kelly is number 2 in the country and number 1 in the Big Ten. Over to the beam now. Let's go to one of the veteran gymnasts, Jane McIntosh from Michigan State. What a terrific competitor she is. Had so many injuries, shoulder problems, several operations. She's going to have another one. She was an all-arounder, but couldn't do everything because of the injuries.
Although I know she'd like to. I think it's really the coaches and the doctors that are keeping her out. Beautiful switch side leap.
Scores in for Alexis Madej, a 9.925, which puts her in front in the floor exercise, ahead of both Riles and Ray.
Great combination. Doing 3 difficult skills in a row. It is really tough, and she was right on. Made it look easy. A switch side with a half, followed by a split jump with a half. Very difficult leap combination.
She has had no luck with this event at all the last 2 years, but tonight, boy, that looks different.
What a great performance for Jane McIntosh.
Way to go out for Jane McIntosh. You see the coaching staff. This was really a culmination of a long career, and a 9.925 for Jane McIntosh. She's in the lead on this event. We'll be back with more from Ohio State. Welcome back to St. John Arena. Another look at Marianne Kelly from Minnesota. This is the vault from Marianne. not her favorite thing, or not where she scores highest, but obviously she has to do well here to keep up her chances for the all-around.
We're expecting her to be doing a handspring front with a half in the tuck position. If that is the vault she does, it's worth a 9.9. That would be the highest score she could get.
See Katie Christensen cheering her on. Katie, one of the fine gymnasts who unfortunately cannot compete because of injury. Here's Marianne.
Nice form, good landing. You can see the distance she gets from the horse. That's one of the things that the judges are looking for. Good height, good distance, and a stuck landing.
Jim Stevenson liked it, and we'll show it to you one more time.
Watch the height and the distance and her form. Very, very well executed. Here is the block. Knees together, stuck landing.
9.75 for Marianne Kelly. And we're coming up to Carolyn Jernberg. Now, Carolyn Jernberg's a freshman from Minnesota. She has already knocked out a 10.0. And if you think that's easy to do, that's the first time in Minnesota history it's been done. And she did it in some pretty stiff competition over at UCLA.
She does a very difficult vault, a layout souk with a full twist. That does include the conventional approach. You see many of the athletes doing a round off onto the board. She does the conventional approach where she approaches the horse with her hands.
She is from Blaine, Minnesota, a freshman. And here she comes.
Layout full. Good vault. She had a slight leg separation on the horse. It's difficult to tell if the judges will be able to see that because of where they're sitting. They're at the side. Sometimes they can't catch those leg separations.
While we wait for the scores, we'll show you the setup for rotation number 5. Iowa, Penn State, Michigan State have buys. Minnesota, as we showed you, on the vault. Michigan is on the uneven bars. Illinois on the beam. Ohio State on the floor. And the scores for Carolyn Jernberg, 9.775. The standings right now, again, Michigan and Minnesota are your 2 leaders, but they are 1 rotation down. They have to catch up, which they will. Iowa, a strong showing. Michigan State, then Michigan and Minnesota, and Ohio State, Penn State, and Illinois. But again, the rotations are staggered, so you can't take too much from this, except the Jimhawks are doing particularly well.
Yes, they are. It's a great score. They're going to be looking to finish up strong on their last event and really see if they can get a high score, not only for tonight, but as a qualifying score for regionals and hopefully nationals.
To Michigan on the bars. And we will show you the senior Amy Kuchera. Amy, 4th in this event a year ago. She's from Bloomingdale, Illinois. And this is her event. Ranked 7th in the conference.
Oh, she's really going for those hit handstands. That's great to see. That's a dinger. Again, requirement to go back to the low bar. You're looking for a stuck landing. Oh, double layout with a full twist. E-element. What a great, great routine.
Beautiful. Scott Sherman, the assistant coach, gives her a hug. And let's see what the scores are. Meanwhile, let's go back to Minnesota. There's Beverly Plocky, the coach. Here is Lee Dixon for the Gophers.
Handspring pike with a half. She had a little bit of trouble with the landings, but she took a step, and overall it was very well done.
Dixon, 6th in this event a year ago, a junior from Rancho Santa Fe, California. Now, Callie Riles for Michigan. Again, looking for the all-around. This probably her weakest event.
I think so. If she can hit those handstands and really try to keep that form clean, she can still come up with a big score. Form looks good. Front giant to a reverse hecht. Nice hit handstand on the low bar. Again, the judges are really, really focusing on hitting that handstand position. Double layout dismount. Perfect landing. That's an easy dismount. That's 13 she was looking for.
Boy, she is happy. Callie Riles looking for some good numbers. Beverly Plocky looking for her 10th championship in 11 years. Back to the vault. Courtney Norman, 2nd a year ago. Tremendous height. Watch her go.
Half, half. Layout front. Very well done. That's actually called a Phelps. She did it in the layout position. It's worth a 10.
Named after
J.C. Phelps, an American great.
a 9.75 for Courtney Norman. Not what she really wants. And there is Elise Ray getting ready for her stint on the bars.
We just saw Courtney Norman do her vault. That was an example of where having a second vault really would have been helpful. She did a solid first vault, but knowing she had an okay score on the bank, she really would have gone to stuck the landing on that second one.
Scores in for Kelly Riles, 9.925, which I believe puts her in the lead in this event on the bars. Here's Elise Ray. And Elise Ray finished second here a year ago. She's ranked 1 in the conference as well as number 1 in the country. So Elise Ray obviously likes the bars.
Her form is impeccable. Toes are always pointed, legs together, handstands hit, hop giant full into a reverse catch. Difficult combination there. Oh. And again, we've been stressing hitting those handstands, and that was actually an example of really going for it. Instead of coming up short, she went for the handstand and actually went too hard. Big break, 5/10 deduction for that mistake.
And with it, could have gone an all-around. Nice landing, excellent landing. Elise gives it the brave smile, but you know she's not happy.
You've got to give her credit for really going all out. So often, the athletes are conservative. Look for the position. Handstand, just tried a little bit too hard.
Trying to hold it. Over to the beam. This is the freshman for Illinois, Ashley Williams. And we'll give you a score for Elise Ray as soon as we get it. Again, Callie Riles with a 9.925. Went to the head of the class on the uneven bars.
Getting the board adjusted just like she wants it. The beam.
Meanwhile, scores for Elise Ray, 9.375.
A disappointing break for both Callie Riles in her all-around search and also for the team.
Here's Ashley.
That's difficult. She not only did a very difficult mount with the punch front, but she did it into immediate combination with the jump. It is worth extra credit.
Remember, that's just 4 inches of beam across.
And usually in competition, it seems about half that.
Just keep saying that over and over. It's 4 inches across. If you just try to walk down a curb.
The handspring back layout, that's a D element. She will get a 10th deduction for that skill. Punch front, again, into a combination. Very, very difficult. So a full turn, that's a required element in every athlete's beam routine. Double full dismount, great landing. Really impressed by that routine turned in by a freshman. Well done.
Ashley Williams, the Illinois freshman, and we'll show it to you again.
That's a round off into a double twist. Good form, perfect landing.
9.80 for Ashley Williams. Good score. Over to the floor exercise now, Ohio State's Tiffany Janke, the sophomore from Schaumburg, Illinois.
Crowd getting into the music. That always helps your energy level as a gymnast. 2.5 punch front layout. Very, very difficult.
exercise is great for the student athletes because they really get to express their personality out on the floor, show off a little bit, and have a lot of fun. Front full into a front pike. Again, a lot of people think that the front tumbling isn't as difficult, but the first skill she did there, the front full, is a D element, so she actually does get bonus for that. Whip half to a front layout. Very dynamic floor routine for Tiffany Janke. Especially on your home court, floor is really a favorite for the gymnasts to compete. The crowd gets into it. They start clapping to the music. Really fun.
Here's Tiffany again.
Here's that example of the front tumbling. You saw the front full into a combination. Get some bonus points for that.
And here is Janet Gallagher of Illinois. She is a fine beam performer, tied for 7th a year ago as a sophomore. Here she is, her junior effort. Tiffany Janke, a 9.825 for her floor routine. See, Janet Gallagher has had that 9.9.
Can't swing layout. Slight bobble, not a big deduction. Again, that was an example of the required full turn. Switch sleep, straddle leap. Good amplitude on the second jump.
By the way, for Elise Ray, we've just been informed that that's the first career fall she's ever taken. First time in her career that she's fallen on the bars in competition.
Unfortunately, this wasn't a great place to have that first mistake, but she'll look to regroup and put in a solid beam routine.
Certainly is going to affect her chances for the all-around. Alexis Madej and as well as Katie Rowland.
Good routine. She stuck that landing. Right, I think it really is going to shake up that all-around race.
Janet Gallagher, though, a real good effort. And we'll show it to you one more time as you look at Bob Starkel, the coach.
And there's her dismount. Gainer full. Perfect execution in the air and sticks the landing.
9.8 for Janet Gallagher. Here, Ohio State's Jill Tucker, 8th a year ago on the floor. She is a senior from Chagrin Falls. Top 25 in the United States in this event.
Oh, front handspring, double full into a punch front. I don't think we'll see that again in this competition. It's an E element, and then she did a combination out of it. Very difficult. Two and a half. Oh, palm on the landing. Almost looked like she was trying to get a third twist around. Be a small deduction, but she stayed on her feet. She's going to be looking for a solid landing on this last tumbling pass in order to give away no more points in the rest of this routine. Another example, the front tumbling. Oh, front layout into a Rudy. That is very, very difficult to do, especially at the end of a floor routine. Great floor
13. We'll see what the judges take for that second tumbling pass. It should be between a 1 3/10 deduction. We'll see what the judges take.
Jill Tucker, senior for Ohio State. Her floor routine, 9.725. Okay, Penn State's getting ready for the uneven bars. We'll bring it back to you in just a minute. Back at St. John Arena, you can see Michigan picking up the pace. It has nearly a 1-point lead over Iowa and Minnesota, tied for second, but those Jimhawks are really going, Wendy.
Yes, they are. Again, Michigan has the beam left. Anything can happen on the balance beam. Really, 2 through 5. It's still anybody's competition, and especially that fight for second and third place. It's going to be a battle.
Strong showing for Michigan under coach Beverly Plocky. Her 13th year, she came out of West Virginia and is a incredible teacher and coach and disciplinarian. The only thing she has to do yet in that resume is to win a national championship. She was third in the Super Six, in other words, third in the country last year. This might be the team to take her there. Led by Callie Riles and Elise Ray. We talked about them being a 1-2 punch. Well, they say they don't have a rivalry, but they've got great competition that pushes them both.
I think it is great to have someone like Callie around. It helps the team. It helps me just when people like raise the standard for the team. You know, it really keeps everybody motivated.
Oh, it's awesome. I think that's one of the greatest things about being on such an intense team like Michigan. We're at the top, is because we have so many awesome athletes. It's not just one big name. You know, we have a bunch of great athletes, and I think that when I see her working hard and when I see her improving, you know, I mean, it's like the competitive mind. We feed off of each other.
You know, the thing I think that's the most fun about it is that there's absolutely zero rivalry between the two of them. They just both are out there doing the best job they can for the team, and they're best of friends, and it's been real fun this year.
Speaking of fun, watch Annie Rue. She is fun. She's the freshman from Iowa.
Handspring double full. That's such a difficult and unique vault out of a 10. Had a big hop in the landing, but the remainder of the vault was very, very good.
9.90, and that puts her among the leaders in the vault. Katie Rowland is ahead from Penn State, 9.925. Here's Shannon McKenzie on the beam from Michigan. She won this event last year. A senior from Midland, Michigan. And this would be nice for her to repeat.
It sure would. Coach Bev Plocky cannot say enough about this young woman. Said that she has improved the most out of any athlete that she has ever coached in her career.
Would you believe she started as a walk-on? Wasn't recruited, came on as a beam specialist, but has since moved on to other events. And the first team All-America on the balance beam.
Unbelievable.
Just look at the depth on the Michigan team. Shannon McKenzie, one of the seniors. They're going to be losing about 4 seniors, and yet they have so much talent.
That's true. Coach Plocky was saying it was such a challenging year with injuries, yet one of their strengths at the start of the season was their depth, and they've been able to tap into that depth and really not miss a beat. Nice jump there. You see that she loses sight of the beam, makes the landing a little bit more difficult. Tentative. Obviously, her first priority is making sure she stays on the apparatus. Aerial front. That was well done, not a wobble. Cartwheel gainer full with a good landing. Very good routine.
But you can see on her face just a little bit she was upset with that bobble, and we'll see what the judges will give her as Elise Ray is giving her the high 10. Meanwhile, back to the vault. This is Alexis Madej, very much in competition for the all-around. Finished third a year ago in this event.
Yurchenko layout full.
Beautiful.
Perfect landing. She upgraded her difficulty from last year. Doesn't get much better than that. We're going to see a big, big score.
Alexis Madej, 9.90, puts her into second place. Over to the floor, this is Jane McIntosh from Michigan State. Wow.
Double tuck, sky high. Front foe into a punch front. Triple turn. That's an example of getting some bonus points out of dance elements. Nice height on those leaps.
You know, Jane McIntosh, the pressure's off. She's gone through so much in her career. All the injuries and the disappointment. She just looks like she's having a blast out there.
She really, really does.
Give her one good shot going out, you know?
Great way to finish. Excellent routine.
Jane McIntosh, a hug from her coach, and a 9.725 for her routine. Here's Katie Rowland.
Katie has some extra pressure here, not only because of her all-around aspirations, but because there was a fall earlier in the rotation, so they're going to be counting on a big score here.
Callie Riles, a 9.925, leads on the bars.
Katie did some very interesting pirouetting moves up on the bar, actually did a 1.5 turn, very, very difficult.
Coach Steve Shepard spotting.
Double layout, small step, that is a new dismount for her this year, very difficult. Again, an example of an E element. Had a little step, but great routine.
For Katie Rowland from Penn State. We'll check that score for you as soon as we get it. Here, Christy Linder from Michigan State on the floor.
Punch front into the double back. Again, close to the line, but doesn't look like she stepped over. Front full into the another front salto. Took a little step there, but again, very difficult when you do the moves in combination. Teammates in the background really encourages you to go all out for that last tumbling pass. Two and a half, so difficult to do at the end of a routine. Very, very good job.
Christy Linder, a 9.70 for Christy.
Really impressed with the level of difficulty that all of these teams are showing. They're really taking the risks and doing a great job.
Okay, now here is Callie Riles on the balance beam. She tied for second on this event a year ago.
We talked about how difficult it was to start on the balance beam. It's also very, very difficult to finish on the beam. You feel added pressure the last event.
Well, you saw what happened to her teammate Elise Ray and all-arounder with the fall. And look at Callie trying to hold it, and she can't.
Big, big disappointment both for Callie Riles and for the team. Really surprising from these two top all-arounders, but she's really going to try to finish strong. And again, it's why you have 6 people on a team.
If one makes a break, you hope the other 5 step it up, get the job done. Great flexibility. Punch front. She touched the beam there. That is a major deduction.
This is an event that Kelly Riles is just going to want to forget.
Yes, it is.
Boy.
Nice jump combination there.
Boy, both all-around leaders have had major problems. Nice dismount for Kelly. But she knows. And an 8.90. Wow, that's going to take her out of the all-around almost assuredly. Here are your conference leaders and their national rankings. Elise Ray on the beam, 2nd. Marianne Kelly 6th, again nationally, and you just saw Kelly Riles, who's 8th, and Katie Rowland and Annie Lotch are also highly ranked.
That beam routine score for Kelly Riles is certainly not going to help her national ranking. She's going to try to forget about that one and move on to regionals and really concentrate on doing a good job there.
Well, let's go back to the floor as our young fans are watching. Here, Michigan State's Julie Devity.
Double pike. Goes right into another tumbling pass. Whip half, front full. Very well done. Difficult combination. Nice split position on the straddle jumps. Looks like she's having a lot of fun out there. Double full, solid finish.
Nice job for Julie Devity of Michigan State. 9.825 the score. Good job for her.
Good score.
And Michigan State starting to assert itself. There, Elise Ray, fresh off her first ever fall off the uneven bars, now on the beam, and her team needs her because of what happened to Kelly Riles.
What a difficult position. Not only is she trying to forget about the mistakes she made on the bars, but she knows she has the added pressure of needing a good score for the team because of the mistake. However, if there's somebody you want up there, it'd be the captain of the 2000 Olympic team. Right on, perfect.
Jane McIntosh, 9.925 for Michigan State, the score to beat.
Handspring quarter turn, nice position. Haven't seen a deduction so far in this beam routine. She's looking very confident. Nice straddle jump. Wow, that is going to be a big score for Michigan. That's the way they want to finish.
Talking about coming back off the floor, Elise Ray really picked her team up. We'll wait for the scores for Elise Ray on the beam. 9.950. That puts her in first place. One rotation to go. We'll be back with more from Ohio State. Final rotation here at St. John Arena for the Women's Gymnastics Championship. Michigan State, Michigan, and Iowa are done. They'll sit out. Ohio State is on the vault. Minnesota on the uneven bars. Penn State and Katie Rowland, key rotation there on the beam. Illinois, the floor exercise. And from Illinois, here is junior Amanda Kaufman with a great smile. A nice little facial tattoo going on right there. And let's watch her floor routine.
Nice double pike, excellent landing. Good jump combination. Little smile there.
Amanda went to Stevenson High School in suburban Chicago.
Double top, so hard to do two of them. You don't see many athletes doing two in the same floor routine. You have to have a lot of endurance and a lot of power. And she was right on.
Bob Starkel, the coach, is a Chicago area native from Hinsdale South High School and Southern Illinois University. Spent 6 years as an assistant, took over the program 3 years ago.
Front tumbling combination. Probably be looking to add a twist in that last tumbling pass in the future. Nice solid routine.
Amanda Kaufman from Long Grove, Illinois, for the Fighting Illini, a 9.675. Let's just bring you up to date as who's leading what so far in the individual events. Kelly Riles leads the uneven bars, 9.925. The floor exercise, Alexis Madej, 9.925 from Iowa. As we look at Jill Tucker on the vault from Ohio State, Katie Rowland from Penn State leads that with a 9.925. And the top scorer of the night off the balance beam, Elizabeth Ray. Did I say Elizabeth Ray? Elise Ray. Oh, my. Elise Ray at 9.950. Here is Jill Tucker.
We're expecting her to do the Phelps vault in the laid out position. Again, that's a half on, half off, followed by a front layout.
Fourth in this event as a freshman. Last year as a junior, she tied for 7th. Here's Jill.
This vault will be worth a 10.
Katie Rowland's 9.950 is the score to beat.
Half front layout. That will be a 5/10 deduction for the fall.
It hurts. It hurts physically as well as mentally. Tough break. Here's Marianne Kelly on the bars for Minnesota. Ranked 6th in the conference on this apparatus. And needs a big score here to help her chances for the all-around.
Small form break in the top of her handstand. Not a major deduction, but should be about a half a tenth or so. Little short on the handstand. Has a new dismount coming up here. It's big. Full in, back out,
Beautiful.
perfect landing.
Marianne
Two saltos and a
Kelly.
twist.
Wow, great landing. The routine might have had a few breaks in it, but the landing certainly was good. And we'll see what we get for Marianne Kelly. Go back to the University of Illinois on the floor. Michelle Baranich from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Kelly a 9.775.
Nice tumbling pass there. Combination into a front layout with the full twist. 9.775 is a good score for Marianne. Might be a little bit disappointing that it wasn't higher, but again, she's got postseason competition to try to get that score up.
Really not one of her stronger events, but did well with it. 9.775. As we look at Michelle Barana, she's just having a good old time out there.
Yes, she is. Another tumbling pass. Good combination. Nice routine.
Junior Michelle Baranich from the University of Illinois. 9.725 for Michelle. Penn State on the beam. Again, this is where they really miss Katie McAvoy, who was 5th here a year ago. And we've got a delay.
And that's the way to handle these types of delay. Rather than get yourself even more nervous, turn to your teammates, relax a little, get those jitters out.
While we wait, let's go to the bars right here. And that is Mary Skokut.
Nice pirouetting there right at the top of the bar, into another pirouette. And a full twisting reverse hack, very difficult. You see the coach under the bar. He is there for safety reasons. If there's going to be a major fall, he will try to ensure that it doesn't result in an injury. There's no deduction unless he touches the athlete. Big dismount again. E-element, full twisting double back, good landing.
Very nice from Mary Skokut.
Big level of difficulty in that routine. Minnesota's really taking the risks.
Meg Stevenson there.
And it's paying off.
9.85 for Mary. We don't know what the problem is. You see the judges are discussing something.
What often happens with the judges is you have to declare what the start value is. You add up the bonus, and if those judges have a different start value, they'll usually get together and say, you know, why do you have a 10-0 start value? I have a 9.8 start value. Where are you having bonus that I didn't have? It's so stressful on the athlete getting ready to go, but again, Penn State's teammates really stepping it up, helping out their competitor.
Let's go elsewhere in the hall right now. Back to the floor exercise. Lauren Newcomb from the University of Illinois. Newcomb, a freshman from Evansville, Indiana.
And again, more than half of Illinois' team are freshmen, so as Bob Starkel would say, it's been growing pains this year, kind of wondering day in, day out what to expect.
Well, he's got 4 juniors and 5 freshmen. No seniors, no sophomores. Boy, that'll make your hair get gray.
It sure will.
Even without the chalk.
She started with a nice Brandy. That's a layout with a 1.5 twist. Goes right into a double back. Good tumbling. Judges really like to see that smile out there, even though the gymnasts are working so hard. They make it look effortless.
Skokut, by the way, a 9.85 for her routine on the uneven bars.
It's a great score for Minnesota. Very difficult tumbling pass there, ending with a front full. Great job for University of Illinois.
Lauren Newcomb, a freshman, 9.725. Good score for her. This is her first championship competition. Here's Annie Lotch from Minnesota.
Again, she's such a tall gymnast that this is an event that she really excels at because of those lines. Good form, nice high reverse hacked over the bar, hit handstand on the low bar. You see her stand on the low bar. You are allowed to do that once. If you do it a second time, there is a deduction. Full in, back out, stuck landing. That routine, that could be our winner. That was a fantastic routine.
Annie Lotch, very nice job. And the team appreciates it. And so do the coaches. 9.95 for Annie Lotch. That ties her first place as we take a look at the Big Ten leaders in their national rankings. Annie Lotch, top 25 nationally, fourth in the Big Ten. Elise Ray, we know what problem she had on the bars. Callie Riles did very well, and she and Annie Lotch are tied for this championship.
I think we'll expect to see Annie move up in the national standings with that performance. Great job on the uneven bars.
Let me correct myself. Annie Lotch all alone, 9.950 in first place. Here's Ashley Williams, University of Illinois, her floor exercise routine. So Annie Lotch, just going back to that, she just took over first place all by her lonesome.
Nice high double pike, good landing. The floor routine is somewhere between 1 minute 10 and 1 minute 30. If you're shorter or longer than that, there is a 10th deduction. That's a Rudy. That's an E element 2/10 bonus for that skill. Handspring front layout into a Brani and then a Shushinova. Good routine. She's going to be excited about that one.
Freshman Ashley Williams for the University of Illinois, 9.80 for her. Back to the beam, Lisa Campagnolo of Penn State. A junior from your stomping grounds.
Yes, she is. She actually trained at the same gymnastics club back in Mississauga, Ontario.
How many S's in Mississippi? Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Mississippi and Mississauga. Lisa's a junior. Again, Penn State only putting up 5 gymnasts because of injuries. Katie McAvoy, who would normally be here, a 5th place finisher a couple of years ago, suffered an ankle injury just a few days before the championships. Oh my.
That will be major deduction. She didn't fall, so we'll see if the judges take the full 5/10 deduction or if maybe they just take 0.2 or 0.3. Although they only have 5 women going up on the beam, Coach Steve Shepard said this is such a special team. He really still believes in them, that they can do a great job. They're capable of big things. Lisa has a nice leap combination there. Switch leap into a wolf jump. That's a requirement, is to go down on the beam. And a 1.5 dismount with a good landing. She fought hard. We'll see what the judges do with that mistake in the middle of the routine. Everything else looked good.
Lisa Campagnolo getting the encouragement from Steve Shepard, her coach. Well, here you take a look at the top 25 teams in the United States for women's gymnastics, and you see the Big Ten represented with 5. Working up, Penn State 21, Michigan 20, Iowa 17th, Minnesota 11th, and the University of Michigan 5th.
Big Ten Conference has really improved their national ranking, and they're looking to really break into that top 20 for the remaining teams.
Back to the floor exercise, and the University of Illinois' Jana Gallagher from Clearwater, Florida. The junior. Oh, Lisa Campagnolo, a 9.175 on the beam.
Looks like they did take the full 5/10 deduction.
And then some.
And then some. What some spectators don't realize is even when you take a fall, you don't only lose the 0.5. If you were counting on that skill for bonus points, you also lose the bonus. So often the 0.5 mistake can turn into 6 or even 7/10. Again, double tuck in the middle of the routine. So difficult when your energy level is low. She was right on. Illinois has showed a lot of improvement with all of their freshmen. I'm really looking for them to be a team to reckon with in the next 1 or 2 years.
Very nice job for Jana Gallagher from Illinois. And we'll check her score. Meanwhile, here's Katie Rowland on the beam. Very important for her all-around ability, and of course they need the team points.
Look at the height on that mount. Almost looks like she was floating and just dropped onto the beam.
Katie Rowland looking for an all-around championship here. Elise Ray and Kelly Riles have both fallen. Alexis Madej and Katie are probably the two leaders.
Oh, she was right on. That was a back handspring layout. Get some bonus. She's happy to have that out of the way. Punch front. Again, that's that blind landing into an immediate jump.
You say that so casually. It's still that move, the punch front. It just amazes me how you can pick up that beam at the last minute and land cleanly.
And she was perfect. Really haven't seen an error in this beam routine. Perhaps pauses a little bit too long before some of the big elements as she's getting ready. But that's the only thing that I think could be a deduction. Wow. Excellent landing. We're going to see a huge score here for Katie Rowland.
Katie Rowland from Penn State. Jessica Bastardi, Steve Shepard, her coaches. Yes, they know something good's going to happen. And the judge's ruling 9.90 puts her into second place. We'll be back. Our award winners for the 2002 Big Ten Women's Gymnastics Championships. First in the vault, Katie Rowland from Penn State University, her first title, 9.950. Alexis Madej of Iowa, Chelsea Kroll, and Shannon McKenzie of Michigan tied for second place.
Great job here by these young ladies. Katie Rowland did an outstanding vault. She's going to be looking to build on that as she heads into regionals and nationals.
And the Nittany Lions are very happy from Happy Valley. Over to the uneven bars. Annie Lotch from Minnesota. What a job she did. 9.950 to win the bars. Callie Riles was second from Michigan. Alexis Madej of Iowa. Megan Bukins of Minnesota tying for third. But what a smile and what a routine.
What a fantastic routine. Right when she landed, we had a strong feeling she was going to be the winner. Minnesota really did dominate this event tonight. Did just a great job.
And the Gophers coming all the way, and the trip was worth their while. Over to the balance beam, Elise Ray gets her first Big Ten title from the University of Michigan, a 9.950. Jane McIntosh from Michigan State, outstanding job, the senior from Michigan State, to finish second. Sherry Gregg from Ohio State. Katie Rowland from Penn State tying for third.
Wonderful job on perhaps the most difficult event in gymnastics. Great to see Jane McIntosh up there. Also nice to see Elise get the elusive Big Ten title.
And there is Alexis Madej repeating as floor exercise champion. Madej from Iowa, 9.925. Elise Ray, Callie Riles, and Katie Rowland all tying for second place at 9.90. The Hawkeyes have reason to cheer.
So difficult to defend a title. Alexis Madej did a great job tonight, and her fans are happy for her.
And what a thrill for Katie Rowland. She wins the all-around by 1/4 point over Alexis Madej, last year's champion. Ashley Williams, the freshman from Illinois, boy, she started with a flourish. She came in third.
She sure did. This competition tonight was so close. To see Illinois up there on the podium, that's great. They're going to build on this in future years. And Katie Rowland, she finished last year second to Alexis Madej. So they flip-flopped this year. Everybody did a great job. And exciting for Penn State.
With all the problems Penn State had with injuries, the Nittany Lions had reason to cheer. There's the final totals for all the teams. Big surprise, actually not a real surprise. Iowa with its best finish in, a decade or so, third. Minnesota coming in second. And for the 10th time in 11 years, the Big Ten women's gymnastics champions, the University of Michigan.
This competition was so close tonight. When you look at places 2 through 5, really tightly bunched in there, which is a sign of great things to come for this competition as in future Big Ten years. Michigan, they were struggling with injuries coming into this competition. They had a goal. They wanted to repeat as the winner here, and they did a great job tonight.
Well, Beverly Plocky came here 13 years ago. She finished 6th the first year, 3rd or 2nd, and from 1992 on, these Wolverines have taken 10 of 11 Big Ten championships. The latest, the 4th in a row, and there they are, the 2002 Big Ten champions, the University of Michigan Wolverines.
What a great job by these young ladies. Again, went further into their lineups than they were planning to do so because of a few injuries, and the young women who weren't usually competing stepped in and got the job done.
Well, we want to thank our host from Ohio State, the meet manager Mike Penner, and the Sports Information Office, and Andy Flitterjohn did a spectacular job for us. Well, the Wolverines are cheering. Everybody's done well. And as they say, we are wrapped up and ready to go. The Big Ten Women's Gymnastics Championships on Fox Sports Net have been produced by Jim Corno Jr. Our director, Mike Leary. Associate producer, Jeff Miller. Facilities manager, Moheen Ramsey. And the executive producer at Fox Sports Net is Dan Lafferty. This concludes our coverage of the Big Ten Women's Gymnastics Championships. From all of our crew, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next year. For Wendy Wilkinson, I'm Mike Lederman saying so long from St. John's Arena in Columbus. The preceding has been an exclusive presentation of Fox Sports Net.